107.5 The Diamond, your home for hip-hop and R&B.
107.5 The Diamond, your home for hip-hop and R&B in the 570. This is DJ AR. Today we got a special guest, one of our own here at the station, DJ Macck Lamar. What's up?
What up? What's up? What's up, bro?
Chilling.
You already know.
So, I mean, everybody we've seen you doing the interviews.
Word up.
They hear you on air, but I think it's time, they get to hear a little bit about you. So, why don't you let them know, where you from and when you started DJing?
Well, first and foremost, I'm from New York. Strong Island, New York, right? Grew up in Wyandanch and Roosevelt, Long Island. Dark background, man. And it was just like, only thing to get me out of that element that we grew up in, the mean streets of New York, music. It got introduced to me like, I think 99, 2000. Probably a little before that, but my father was a disc jockey himself, running around back in the 90s with Public Enemy and Flav and everybody. But, I pretty much I was running around with him in the early 2000s. We was doing a lot of shows and, to had things like, little like venues and, park venues and stuff like that, and a lot of house parties. Like I was like DJing like the last era of the house parties. And
Okay.
Crazy days, man. Crazy days. And we was doing it on CDs, mind you.
The CD era.
Yeah, the CD era. But we was doing it on vinyl, and I was kind of happy we got out of that. So then LimeWire and it was kicking it so hard, so we was like, what do we, I was the only one youngest out of the crew. So I was like, let me try to mastermind off this. I went to a Liquidators in a dollar store and bought like 100 packs of CDs.
Okay. And
just went crazy. Every week I was just, wow, down. There's certain records I was like, I'm not down on this shit. Like, what is this? I'm not down on this. But now I sit back and I got some of that stuff as legacy. And I hold on to a lot of that stuff. It's still like untouched. I'd be like, yo, now I'm playing it digitally. I'm like, I'm glad I stuck on to some of these records and because I live for straight hip hop. Yeah, I try to cross over and do other things, but hip hop R&B is where I'm at, and where I'm from. The whole golden era, like Rakim, Craig Mack, rapper A+, Prodigy. De La Soul, K Solo, Keith Murray. I said Public Enemy, right? We got we even got Eddie Murphy and Charlie Murphy where we from.
That's true, yeah.
Right in Roosevelt. So it's like, the list goes on. When I was younger, I was dibbling and dabbling with the music because I was more drifting off in a bad way, going to the streets, dark places, and running around with a lot of known rappers at the time, like, E&J and Knicks from Hempstead. I know they went viral on BT. I don't want to be, you just mad because I'm styling on you. So these are my big bros that I was around, you know what I'm saying? And even running around with, the big truck era, when Uncle Murder was trying to be for Long Island. This was like the CD era days, and I'm young, outside getting my teeth, chipping my teeth, and really living as hip hop. So it stick with me, and I know a hit when I hear a hit. It don't matter if it's new. Now you see how I move.
Yeah.
I'll be like, yo, that's a hit.
Yeah, that's a good thing to have as a DJ, being able to tell what what's hot and what's not. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
I could feel that in the sense. My dad's from New York. He was a disc jockey himself, and I just remember in the attic all the stacks of vinyl.
Right.
So moving that around, like even CDs and stuff, like we don't gotta do that nowadays. I never had to do that.
Man, let me tell you, I got books of CDs. We used to just like put in a suitcase and travel it to every event because that record era, like I don't even think people don't understand. You got 20 records, and if you got 20 cases of records. He's like, all right. Yeah, for real, it was like four, these four R&B. This is like a house. This is all hip hop, but this is remixes. You got to know everything. If a real DJ, you will know where your music at. And that's how I started learning with the CDs. So I download certain CDs and I write like, all right, this is Soulja Boy. But it had like Fly on it or who was at the time? Tiana Marie and Mariah Carey and stuff like that. I know this is Crank That CD.
Yeah. So,
but it's got a couple jams on it. So I know after a while, me keep putting it in and out and this and, living through that. That's an important part of DJing and hip hop that everybody just forget about.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like they just forget about and just like, think that you're here. And being in New York in the early 2000s, running around with 20 crates of records, you have to roll with 50, not even saying 50 people, but you got to roll with some real people because
they're going to try to take that.
Yeah, you're going to get robbed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It don't care who you are.
Yeah.
We in the middle of Brooklyn. We doing house parties and rooftops. Somebody going to try to get you. Like, it's just how it goes. You know what I mean? But, and mind you, yesterday was the 52nd year of hip hop. Hip hop started in 1973. Just throwing it out there. Kool Herc. I don't want to say the other guy's name. And DJ Flash. You already know.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. We're going to get back to the music quick. We're going to come right back. 107.5 The Diamond, DJ AR. We back. DJ Macck Lamar still in the building. So, you kind of just broke down Long Island and your upbringing with DJing and everything. Could you kind of dive in a little bit more of some of your biggest inspirations?
Inspiration, right? Now, I don't want nobody to take this no type of way because, I grew up around a lot of people that was doing it. So it's like being from New York, and I don't care who you are, you got eras of what DJ you go. So you got people from the 1980s, some of them like rolling with Flash and I don't want to say the other guy's name and hell, even Red Alert. I was born in the 90s. I was growing up in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. So we grew up on Clue, Flex, Enough, I don't want to miss a couple other DJs out there, DJ Scratch, So what really inspires me, who you see my style.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be more flamboyant with it. Like I learned from Flex. You know what I'm saying? Once I learned the master, because, as you know, this is the art. You just can't just, now they make it easier for people to do it just quickly and bam, 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 bam. But this is an art.
Yeah.
See, me, now they're making it easier on these digital platforms that you can see them like, all right, well, you can pair this song with this.
Yeah.
I can sit literally and watch the crowd because that's how I was younger. I used to watch them playing certain records like, Mariah Carey, all the 90s records, all the Love records, all that. I used to have females coming up to me and they didn't even know how old I was. So they're like, what is she doing, right? So I watch the crowd, who's moving. Nowadays, it gets a little scary up there, but I know, that's why I want to know who's there and what, because I didn't skip a beat with this. I took a couple of bumps and bruises, but to get where I'm at, but, my major inspirations, DJ Kool Herc, Funk Flex, Clue, DJ Scratch.
Okay.
Word up.
So.
Word up.
I mean, those are.
And I can't forget, not to cut you off, I'm sorry about that, because I call myself that and I really stand on that because when I said I'm going to use this name and I seen some of his family and his people understand what I was doing. Some people, they were like, what is he doing? When I called myself K. Slade, I can't forget K. Slade because he was a part of a lot of our childhood and it was a hard time for him to get where he was before he passed. So, yeah, K. Slade is like number one on my list because I don't care. I will play the rugged. Don't matter what record it is, I'm playing the rugged. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm trying to get these artists like, oh, you got to clean some of these records up. But if you want to really push your stuff out there, but I don't care. I don't care if it's, if I like, I'll tell them straight up. If it's garbage, it's garbage.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it's garbage, and that's what some people need to tell them to stop sugarcoating stuff. And hell, if they even ask me, hell, you think I should do it like this, bro? Or listen, hey, I'll give you some pointers. But you just throwing anything out, everybody's not a Lil Wayne.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because Lil Wayne do that. And then we be like, all right, well, he's the greatest of all time. We just going to accept it. But Let's keep it honest. Some of you be like, what is this? You know? Yeah. Word up.
Word. We're gonna go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. All right, we back. 107.5 The Diamond. So one of the things you had brought up was, this era with, digital and how much different DJing has changed. And one thing that, has been a big benefit for DJs is TikTok.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And I know you've been doing your club quarantine since back in 2020.
Yep.
And, that's kind of how we met.
Yeah.
What gave you that idea to go, okay, you know what? I'm going to start doing this on TikTok?
Well, let's take it back. When I first was sitting in the house, everybody, we trying to I'm thinking of little stuff and I'm watching people doing their thing, but I knew what I was doing. Now, when I first started Club Quarantine, a lot of people don't know, I was using a half a computer, like what was a tablet, but it had certain songs in it and I could mix it through the mixer. I'm a creative person, bro. So, and it was CDs. But I had the camera lifted up to a point that you couldn't see me popping in and out.
Okay.
So I'm sitting there doing it all them hours. I'm like, this shit gonna pay off or something. Now I'm watching shit, traveling. Some people were looking at me like, what is he doing? What is he doing? Certain times I was like, all right, I'm gonna give up. Because after the quarantine, it's like, all right, we all go back to work.
Yeah.
So I started, putting more into it. Well, everybody was sitting there, and there's no shot. It is. Well, everybody was going to Miami. Jet skiing and, lobster eating and crab eating and all that stuff, investing their money the wrong way. We do things a little different over here. And, I've been trying to tell certain people I was trying to motivate with, but they didn't see the vision. So by me sitting there, I said, one day I'm looking, but I went to California, RP to my boy my boy Spook. God bless your family. Miss you, family. Out in L.A., Compton, running around. We doing what we doing, as in meeting, trying to get my feet wet a little bit out there in the West Coast with the music shit. You know what I'm saying? Because what I bring is straight raw. It's New York. As soon as I came to any studio we went into, that was what it was. But try to get my feet wet out there a little bit. I did a little acting for the Kellogg's commercial. Was crazy. That was crazy. I was just trying to, do something to try to build more money up or build myself out there to let people know who I am. I'm like, it never ends, going through different ages and all that stuff and just trying. But obviously that stuff started going a little left.
Okay. So
when I came home, I said, I'm going to just stick more to this. But after a while, I'm like, you get this feeling like, because a lot of stuff was coming at me, flying towards me. And I'm just like, damn, how am I going? But I'm still keeping myself in the game, keeping myself motivated, sticking to what I want. And this is a motivation for you kids. Everything coming towards me. I'm a full-time parent, too.
Respect.
Working, you know what I'm saying? So I'm dealing with other stuff that's outside and other, stuff that's going on, and I'm still keeping focused. So I'm looking through certain stuff. Certain people was just, they seen my talent, and it's a form of blackball. They don't want to put you on platforms because they feel like that you're going to take their shot and, stuff like that, but nobody want to work. So I said, you know what? Instead of me trying to keep going back home and trying to look for something, let me see what's going on out here. So I did a little research. Even out here, certain people was like, all right, and they seen the style I'm doing. They gonna be like, okay. And I was going to the older cats and, the OGs, and they was nudging me off like, nah, you ain't about to take my spot.
Yeah.
And I felt that. So I don't know what it was. My mom's just passed, RP to Mom Dukes. All these I was just, I said I had to change something up. I got to do more research. And then what came across my desk, first I was hesitant. I was like, should I don't want to, but because I still be having that nest of want to still, but I'm like, yo, you gotta change it up, man, because, time going by and all the good talent that you're doing, I'm on live and I got a good following too.
Yeah, for sure.
And I haven't even really did no gigs like that, like public gigs. I even got offered interviews for money. A lot of platforms, a lot of rappers, as you see on my, and I don't want to reveal who I talk to and all that, but a lot of rappers and, I just waited for the right time. I just didn't feel like it was the time because you had a lot of clout chasers on the internet and stuff like that. And I just didn't, I'm different. I'm not from this. I'm not used to this. People saying what they saying and you can't physically see them. So I had to think about it too. You have to change your whole mindset when you get a certain age too. 'Cause I'm 32, dog. Like, what would I look like coming to, put hands on somebody? The first thing they're gonna do is call the cops and steal that gangster. This is what they do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I said, you know what? I'm gonna change it up. I'm all this motivation I'm giving people, all this free game. There's a lot of people out there that's duplicates of me. Okay. A lot of them, and I just watch, but I just like, if you say something, you're gonna pull yourself into that because they don't got the motivation to be you. They can't be you. You doing this from the heart. They just doing it because they trying to catch up.
Yeah.
So by running into you, they not understanding it. But y'all gonna understand it soon, real soon. You know what I'm talking about? Like, proudly to say this that I fuck with you, and you giving me the opportunity to showcase my shit, and basically giving me mad room. You giving me mad room. You know what I'm saying? To like, yo, listen, we got to build this. This is Slim Shady, and I'm the 50. Straight up. Let's just gonna keep it like that. Straight up.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
So what's it been like adjusting to, Wilkes-Barre in this area, NEPA from Long Island and New York?
Well, that's another thing. When I bought my house, I wasn't trying to be cool with nobody.
Okay.
Because I bought it like I don't want to say it, but like more in the, like, what you doing over here? Yeah. And I bought it, and so it's like, when I try to crinkle out to the hood, I don't really want to know, like, people, I try to be like, because it's always something negative when we try to open up on some music stuff. So many artists that I went past and crossed, even when I repost their stuff on my page, I'm just trying to show a simple that I love your music and we can work or whatever. And I have no boundaries on hip hop like that. So a lot of artists wasn't just consistent. So I try to what can I hold on? Even when I was when Scarlett was running around here, and she was doing a little freestyles and all that. And I don't want to mess up what she got going on because it's live, but I was trying. We was like almost there, and her page got took, and I was just trying to cause I seen something in her. I'm like, yo, who is this girl, right? Running around here. Now I already knew the area because I knew certain little homies that click. Okay. And I said, who is she? She's making fun of herself, but she's rapping. Like, who is? I'm trying to get to her, but then, and that's why I tell you, before the blink of an eye, they blown up.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
This is a good area for me because, obviously we ran into each other.
Yeah.
And I know what I could bring to this community, especially with hip hop, and especially coming out of where I'm coming from, Strong Island, New York. New York City, period. Because it's a lot of New York artists. I have no disrespect to nobody, but people get caught up with certain drama.
Oh yeah.
And nah, we ain't doing that over here. I got too many people out that depend on me, and then I even had to push certain people from around me. Because that approach is like, you got 50 people to do like G-Unit.
Yeah.
Seriously, and one person do one thing, I don't got time for, why did you smoking in here? Or why did you bring that? Stupid shit.
Right, yeah. Gotta move accordingly when you're trying to move right in this business.
Oh, yeah,
you know
for sure, for sure.
And the one thing I saw, when you had reached out, especially was the consistency.
Oh, yeah.
You don't stop. You do your lives on TikTok, Club Quarantine, as you call it, every
and
week.
Instagram. Now, hold on, not to cut you off. We started on Instagram and Facebook first.
Oh, okay.
I only had TikTok just going on a year now, and I'm at almost 40,000 likes.
A lot.
All the videos I post on my computer, I crop, I edit, I put my name across it.
Yeah.
I do that. Everything you see, even from my background when I'm on live, and I got everything posted up. This is stuff that I had when I was younger, and I'd say, you know what? Let me build what's going on.
It's
and
fire.
And I that's what I knew. That's another thing. You got to make it feel home when they sit and watch. Because some people, I got some fans that they got me on their TV and their whole family watching me. And I'm like, oh shit, for real? Like they screen sharing me on the TV, and that kind of scary. But it's like, yo, this is what you know
signed
what I'm
up
saying?
for.
And,
Yeah.
and they looking for you. They looking for me every week.
Yeah.
So I try to be, I get a little gangster in there sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You got to bring that with it.
What do you call it? The back channel?
Yeah, the back channel. We call it the back channel. Get real crazy in there sometimes. A lot of twerking. You got to imaginate this going. Because I got some people that my family or my neighbors and stuff. They in there, they behind the camera, and then the motivation they give me is like, yo, y'all are. It's crazy because it looked like a frat house behind them. You know what I'm saying? So that's the motivation, and I'll be waiting for the next day. Like, all right, well, I know I got to get up at this time. I'm run over here.
Yeah.
I know I got to get that in. And the records, I already know. The records is the main goal. You know what I'm saying? The main goal is the records. Yeah, I can do and play everything that was going on now from 2010 on up. The Chief Keef era, I can go way back to all of that. And that's the whole point of Club Quarantine. Like, bringing that together for everybody that to come in to watch. Hell, anybody can watch. There's no limitations on that. And I just want to say one more thing. Shout out to Ralph McDaniels. Shout out to Fat Five Freddy, L. and Dr. Dre. Then 106 Park.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I get my motivation with my videos and everything I make. And some of the people I look out for on my Instagram and Facebook when I post that, I'm looking out for some of them pages because I know what they trying to do. And that's what I'm trying to do. So I always show love.
That's dope. So what's it been like from, doing Instagram, Facebook, TikTok to then adjusting to radio?
Ooh, that's like, I be scared to talk sometimes. I'm like, seriously, scared to talk because, I got a potty mouth sometimes. And sometimes I try to bring too much of a New York, so I try to and that's good that you're keeping the muzzle on me because it's like, yo, but it's experience, man. It's really an experience and it's different. It's like totally different. But once I'm getting used to it, I understand. Like, it's like playing for an R&B crowd or playing for a crowd that don't want to hear profanity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just keep the flow going.
Yeah, you rock it every week. I'll tell you that
for sure.
right now.
Thank you, brother.
Every Sunday, 7 p.m., you catch my boy right here on 107.5 The Diamond.
Word up.
And we also had just done Atmosphere Fest.
Word up.
And, we were out there 12 hours.
Yeah.
Nonstop.
Word up.
and you were rocking it. I hopped on the turntables for a bit, and it was an experience. What was that like for you, doing a festival?
Well, that right there, even like interviewing rappers and being into like that whole atmosphere that with the stage and the crowd, that shit was like different to me. And I just wanted to soak up every energy and every moment that it was, especially some of the artists. They was so respectful.
Yeah, for sure.
And they wanted to learn more. Even if they asked me certain shit, I, tell them. That's what this is all about. Not gatekeeping and hating and stuff, because some people ain't even there yet, and they feel like they done made it and they think they could talk to people some type of way. And,
absolutely. Yeah.
Treat people worse because they got 100 followers.
Right.
Well, let me do this one. But they living in their grandma's basement. Crazy.
That's facts. That's facts. And I mean, that event was so awesome because of the fact that everyone was like, respectful. Outside, we had so many people coming to the tent.
Yeah, that shit, that right there is just really, oh man, I'm telling you, man.
That was an incredible experience for sure.
Experience.
Next year is just gonna be bigger and better.
Yeah, I know.
And we have a lot more stuff here too at the station that we're gonna be outside doing, and
for sure,
implementing what we do on our days on radio.
Oh yeah,
and then doing it live. It's bringing it all together. So, with that being said, connecting the two, how do you feel with Northeast PA and the hip hop scene and that in general out here?
You know what? It surprised me.
Okay.
Because they actually take their time and they got craft. They not rushing it through. You got your couple of, no disrespect, mumble rappers here and there. You trap rappers.
Yeah.
And then you got your somebody that's making sense. like a Wiz Khalifa style, Mac Miller style. You know, a PA got his own style, like the Roots. You know, PA have Meek Mill. They have their own style. You know, they ain't trying to beat nobody, and that's what I love about Pennsylvania. You know what I'm saying? And any artist that need that pusher with the records, and I don't care if it's rugged, I'm gonna holler at. I have no limitations on it. You know, I try to do the same thing where I'm from, Long Island, but you know, a lot of people do gatekeeping stuff, and it's a lot of, and they don't understand blackball. So if I'm cool with this person, and I'm trying to do something with him, and then I'm not with him, now he gonna text for that person. They be like, don't mess with him, y'all chill, and then they go mess with this person. That's called blackballing.
Yeah.
That's calling hating, like straight up. And you know, God bless you all, whoever else that still put a pawn hate on, even this brother. Just God bless you, but we ain't stopping.
That's damn sure.
Word up.
Nah, it is not stopping over here. We just getting started. You know, I appreciate you sitting down, letting the people know a little bit more about you. DJ Macck Lamar, every Sunday, 107.5 The Diamond. Once again, I appreciate you. We ain't gonna stop. We changing the game not only here at NEPA, but we pushing the culture forward.
And Strong Island is on my back. Everybody else can do what they want, but I'm gonna keep, you know, straight up. That's just me, Mr. Strong Island, myself. I'm over here, but you already know. Salute. I love y'all. You already know.
Facts. We doing what we doing. 107.5 Diamond.